I can't remember one of you mentioned inflation. You mentioned inflation. The food prices. This one, the MSP, which means the price at the bottle and the retail price, the difference is 200 to 400% in the last 1 year. So obviously there is hoarding and there's a logistic process that is not working right. That surely impacts what we're going to say in the budget. Otherwise, there is a huge segment of the people today in the country who've gone back 40 years when people used to work and the labor was only paid in food, by grain. Today there's again a segment of people which have gone back there, they're willing to work only for food. So I think how they control inflation is a big issue in the budget. Otherwise, by the end of the year, we're going to have a huge segment of restless people who on food.
No, I was just saying that coming back to this whole point about this urban-rural divide, I actually feel that the people who should be represented, which is the majority of the population, which are farmers, I don't think they're as represented as us in a budget. I think this whole phenomenon of growth, it revolves around these 300 million people in our country who form the middle class. Today use the cell phone, use the internet, are going and buying out brands. Because the thing is, tomorrow, if he's not been kind enough to the IT industry or to the business sector, he's going to receive a lot of stick in the press. You're going to have big interviews by Ratan Tata or somebody else who's going to give him stick. What about the farmers? Who hears their voices? Nobody hears their voices. Even this phenomenon of food price inflation, the tragedy is that the farmer, who's the poorest of the poor, is always suffering. You see, when there's drought, he's committing suicide anyways. When there's inflation, when there's a chance for him to sell his crop at a higher price, he's not getting his due either. Even when export prices are higher, when he can export it abroad and get a higher return, the government stops exports. I think we are focusing on consumers, but I still believe consumers are not the majority of this population. It's the farmer who's the producer. There's the 700 billion of them. So we have to be conscious of that when you're analyzing a budget like this.
But last year they gave 65,000 crores in farmer home waivers, but 1,65,000 crores per year now.
I think in terms of a long to medium term view that the government has taken for one, inclusive growth and sustainable growth. Two measures that I saw right now. One, extending the farm loan target to about 3.75 lakh crores. Extension of the farm loan repayment by 6 months. Interest rate subvention increased to 2%. And ECBs now being available for the food processing sector. These are clear measures that this budget has laid down in order for our agriculture sector. Today, 16% of our population is contributing 18% of the economy. Right? Now, what really ails that? Why is agriculture growth a negative 2.8% in Q3 FY10? Is because we are not implementing agriculture productivity measures. And these are certain things that I believe will get the necessary resources in order to implement those measures. So I think a couple of those announcements will be very good.